Thanks for the time. It's a pleasure to chat, as always. How are you feeling after that big derby win then?
Yeah, good. It's always nice. Coming after a win and, a derby win as well. So, obviously it was a good performance, good win, and it was an enjoyable one. But we move on now. So, just looking forward to Friday night.
How do you think that performance compared to the rest of the season?
You what? Sorry.
How do you think that performance compared to the rest of the season?
I think obviously the start of the game was a bit frantic. I think that's the word. There's a few errors from both sides, and I think that comes off the back of it's obviously a massive game and big crowd. It was loud and noisy, and I think I won't say we fell into a trap, but it just we didn't start the game how we wanted, and I think after about 20 minutes, then we started to get into a bit of a groove, and it looked a little bit more like a Hull KR performance. And it's quite pleasing, to be honest, because sometimes to come out of a bit of a sticky spell and then come through that, and then obviously score some points and put in a performance, it was quite pleasing.
Willie Peters spoken since about how he was pleased with what he called adversity in the side. With Mikey coming off and dealing with that atmosphere as well. What did you as a squad learn about yourselves playing in that? It's a cauldron, basically, isn't it? The MKM on a derby day.
Yeah, I learnt a lot. Like I said, the way that first 20 minutes didn't go to plan, if you like. Obviously, we came up with a few errors, and obviously Mikey goes off, so Jez steps up and goes into the halves, and a little bit of chaos there, but. To come through that, and then, like I said, put in a performance that looked more like ourselves. It was, really pleasing, and that's going to happen throughout the season. You're going to have things that go against you, and whether it be injuries or just sometimes on the night you might not perform, but to sort of come through a little bit of adversity, like you say, and put in a good performance and a good win against a good side as well. Credit to Hull FC, they came at us, right from the start, and you touched on the atmosphere as well. It was great. It was a great game to play in and to be a part of, and those are the types of games that, as a player, you want to play in. When you come to the back end of the season in the big games, that's what it's going to be like. You're going to be playing in big crowds and loud atmospheres. So to play in them sort of games, it's going to set you up well.
And we talk about adversity in the match, but looking at the season so far, you've already had to face a fair bit more than you did by this point last season. I think Rhyse Martin and James Batchelor coming out, Mikey's been out the side twice, Jack Broadbent having to fill in as well. Will we see the benefits of that towards the end of the season, do you think?
Yeah, hopefully. I always think when you do come through a little bit of adversity, it just makes you stronger. When you have moments where things aren't going your way, it's how you react to that, and I think it says a lot about the mentality of the team. When things, like I say, are not quite going your way and they're going against you, how do you deal with that? And like I say, I think the performance against Hull, I think we showed some really good signs where, like I say, we didn't start the game how we would like, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Throughout the season, you're going to come up against some good quality teams, and sometimes it's not going to go your way, but it's how you react, it's how you deal with that, and how you come through it. And hopefully, if that does happen again down the line, then we can come up with the same result as well.
How do you think this side that's going into the Wigan game compares to the side that went into that Castleford game 2 months ago?
Yeah, I think we're in a good position. I think we, obviously the first sort of few games we want our best. I don't think anybody is, but I think we're certainly in a better position now than we was, like I said, at the beginning of the season. We started to get into like a little bit of a groove, and we've shown our performances have got better. Obviously, the results have been good, and that's what we want. But we look at performance as well. We're really big on performance, and each week we've been getting better. So hopefully that can continue. That's what we're striving to do. That's what we've been doing, today on the training field. And, obviously we're coming up against a top quality team this week as well. So it's going to be a real challenge, but, one to really look forward to as well.
Now, I know it's a month away, but I want to get your reaction to the Challenge Cup semi-final draw as well, and Catalans. What do you make of that fixture?
Yeah, good. Whoever we've got, there's 4 quality teams left. So, to be honest, I wasn't really bothered who we got or anything like that. But it's just, obviously, it's exciting. As a club, we want to be, playing in big games, and it's one to look forward to. But I think I still think it's 4 or 5 weeks away in it. So plenty of rugby to be played before then, and obviously once we get down the track and get to that game, then I'm sure everybody associated with the club will be excited for it.
Something that we've just spoken to Willie Peters about, and yesterday and this morning there's been a lot of conversation about the role of Catalans and Toulouse as well in Northern Hemisphere Super League. So I want to get your view from a player's perspective. What do those sides, I think Catalans in specific, offer to this competition?
Yeah, they offer plenty. It's always a game, that you look forward to. Going to the south of France, it's it's something a little bit different, and they offer something different. I've always enjoyed going there. I think obviously they bring a lot to the competition as well, and they've been a top quality team. They've won the Challenge Cup. They've always been competitive right from the start. So. No, they offer plenty to the competition, and regarding like the logistics of it all. Obviously, as a player, I'm not in the know of the money side of things and stuff like that. But from a playing point of view, they offer plenty, and it's always an enjoyable place to go and play rugby.
I know we spoke to you. Or you spoke to the media last week before the derby as well. So the club's poster boy at the minute, but I don't think we spoke to you about the 1-year extension you signed towards the start of this year in January, did we? So just get a few minutes on that, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Easy decision, I'm guessing?
Yeah, really easy. For me, this is the only place I want to be playing, and I was buzzing, over the moon. For the club to approach me early as well and just get it sorted. It's not something I could go into this season and literally just focus, about rugby in terms of like your future and contracts. That's not something I have to think about. So, maybe in a year's time, then I'll have to start thinking about that again. But no, it's just nice to, just literally just concentrate on rugby. And, for me, it was, like I said, a really easy decision. This was the only place I want to play, and why would I want to leave? So really easy.
Why has Hull KR been a place that you've excelled at so much?
I'm not too sure. For me, obviously, I've said previously, but obviously it was a big move for myself, and but it's one I felt I needed to make, and I wanted to have a real good go at, and I think I have. I've given everything for this club, and I've just been me. Just wanted, I play how I play, and just obviously it's just worked out okay, and I'm just really enjoying it, and obviously I think I suit the way Willie likes to play as well. So that always helps when the coach likes you.
You joined this side in 2019. I think that year Rose finished joint bottom of the league. When you came into this side back 6 years ago, did you envisage or see the massive progression that this club would make, both on and off the field? Yeah,
no, I definitely did. That was one of the reasons why I came here. Maybe not elsewhere. Was you could see potential here, and obviously that starts with the top. People like Neil Udgell, who's obviously been great for this club, and when the club first approached me and sort of told me the plans and stuff like that, I could definitely see the potential. And that was one of the big reasons why I chose to come here. So obviously when I first came, it's totally different to what it is now. But it was a little bit of a risk at the time, but it's one that's worked out well, and we've been progressing each year, and we feel like we're at a point now where we're ready to have some success, but it's not easy, and we've got to keep working hard towards that.
You're going to be 33 later this year, which maybe 10, 15 years ago when you were coming up through the ranks would have been towards the end of a player's career. But you look at even some of your teammates like Mickey Mack and Jared, they're playing right up to 40 now. How much longer is the average rugby league career now if you maintain your body?
Honestly, I don't know. It's literally down to the individual. It's a number of things as well, and also the club. At the end of the day, you might want to play, but if a club don't want you, then you're screwed, aren't you? So, no, I think like I say, it's a number of things. But personally, it's a big one's just like looking after yourself, and physically, and even mentally as well. It's tough. It's tough what we do, and just making sure that you're happy and enjoying what you're doing, but. Yeah, physically you got to look after yourself. You got to be smart, and that's down to nutrition, recovery, and all sorts. So you got to look after yourself, and then just enjoy it. That's something that over the past sort of couple of years I've just wanted to enjoy my rugby, and then whatever will be. So that's sort of my approach.
And that's something we've just been talking to Willie Peters actually about training the mental side of the game and working away from the field and the gym. For you as a person, how much is that something you focus on now?
Yeah, it is. It's something, especially over the last couple of years, that's something that's more has come into sort of my prep and my training is more like the mental side and just knowing when to sort of relax as well. Sometimes that's might seem a bit of a thing to say, but just knowing when to relax and taking your time to to do the recovery and stuff like that, rather than maybe pushing you. When you're younger, you can. Sometimes you feel the need to, keep training, keep doing extras and stuff like that. But sometimes now, as you get a little bit older, it's maybe using that time to, do different things. And, but I certainly think that helps as well. So, yeah.
Let's look towards Wigan then. I think the stock question that's asked every week after a derby match is how do you make sure you don't have an emotional come down, all that sort of thing. But you're going up against the champions, one of the best sides in the whole world. How do you make sure that you keep those energy levels up?
I think it'd be pretty easy, to be honest. When you're coming up against a top quality team, like you say, the world champions, you shouldn't need any motivation whatsoever. We're at home, playing at Craven Park. It's another sellout as well, so it's always noisy. Our fans are great. When they get behind us, and when you run out and that East stands, right behind us, it's, to be honest, it's pretty easy to be excited and be up for the game. And but obviously words are easy to say as well. It's about actions, and it's about obviously Friday night putting in a performance that looks like we're excited to play as well.
Now, it has to be mentioned, this is the first time you played Wigan since the grand final. Has that been talked about at all in the build-up this week?
No, none whatsoever. No, hasn't been mentioned. Obviously we've had. I think we played them 4 times last year, and we seem to be sort of playing them in big games now. Even in the league game, league fixture, that it's becoming a fixture that's of importance, if that makes sense. So these are the games that you want to play in. Like I said earlier, easy games to get up for. These are the games that you want to be involved in, and it's exciting, really. I think it's going to be a really good test to see where we're at as well. Coming up, like I say, against a quality team, be interested to see where we're at, and we'll see how it goes.
Now, looking at Wigan, 5 of the league's top try scorers, 3 of them are from Wigan. Obviously, that's coming out of their back lines. They've got some real threats coming out there. But for you as a forward, what's your role in stopping their attack? Obviously, as a team, we're a defensive-based team anyway, first and foremost, and we're really big on the effort areas, and some of that's just like the little stuff that maybe people don't see, but that's something we really pride ourselves on. And as a group of forwards, we have a massive responsibility on, we have a massive say on who wins the game. We've got a really big job on Friday night to make sure that we're on in all areas, especially defensively. We need to make sure that we're
helping our edges. We know that Wigan have obviously got some quality players in their backs, and us as forwards, we can have a say in that, and we've got a big job in helping our edges out.
Now, I'm 28, and I can't remember a time when OKR ever went into a match against Wigan as the favourites. Are you the favourites going into this game?
I'm not sure, are we? I don't know, honestly. I'm not a gambling man, so I don't know. No, like I say, we've had some good games, over the past year or two, and obviously some have gone their way and some have gone our way, and they've been some good games. So no, I understand, and I guess I'm sure it'll be a close one on Friday as well. It's just a game to look forward to. Two really good teams going at it, and it's just a game to look forward to.
Thanks for the time, Dean. I'll pass you over to the others, but good luck on Friday, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
Good week. Cheers.
Hi, Dean. It's Gary. All right.
Hi, mate. Yeah, good to have you.
Good, thank you. You talked before about learning how to relax away from the field. Have you sort of learned to appreciate the art of switching yourself off from rugby league completely?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I've got 2 kids as well, and that definitely helps. They keep us really busy. They play sports themselves, so I often find myself taking them to training and just things like that. So having kids and having a family, that really helps, just to switch off, and they become the focus.
It's not rugby league training, is it?
It is actually, yeah. Rugby and football. So yeah, both of them do plenty. So keep me busy.
Where did he play at?
He plays at Skella, yeah, and then my little girl, she plays football as well. So yeah, busy nights.
You're always ferrying around with sports kits in your back of your car and everything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, can't get away from it. But, yeah.
Willie talked about in his press conference about the time where you had you all on the beach in Tenerife staring at the stars as part of a mindfulness thing. Can you remember that? We started thinking, what the bloody hell are we doing?
Yeah. Willie's really big on that side of the game, and since he came in, since he first came in, he introduced it. A number of different things as well. So yeah, we've done plenty on that side of the game, and yeah, no, I think it helps. I really do. You might at the time you might not think it does, but I think it's one of those little extra 1% things, like, if you want to say, they do help you down the track. And yeah, I think for everybody it's different. It might look different. It might not be for everybody, but you might not do that particular thing, but you might do something else that helps you mentally. So yeah, it's just about finding what works for you, and if you can implement it into your day-to-day life, then great.
What other things are you actually doing in the name of mindfulness?
Just we often do breathing exercises, as a group, and turn the lights off, and just go through some breathing patterns, and just visualization stuff, and we've done a number of different things, journaling as well. So yeah, it's just all little things, and look, at the end of the day, it's not for everybody. You might not be into that, or you might enjoy doing something else. So it's just about finding what works for you, and then like I say, if you can implement that into your day-to-day life, then great. And if it's going to help you potentially on the field, then why not?
And like you say, doing all that may seem like a world away from rugby league, but it does cross over, doesn't it?
No, it does. Yeah, no, it really does. And like I say, if maybe doing one or two of those type of things, if that helps you, relax or switch off from rugby, then that'll help you, come game time as well. I think, to play rugby league sort of at the level we do, before a game you need to get to a certain level, mentally, but you need to learn to switch off as well, and bring your emotions down and relax, and then sort of build yourself up as the week goes on, so that come game time that you're ready to go and you've not sort of burnt yourself out. So it's a really important part of being an athlete and a rugby player.
Because you get players who sort of listen to music in the dressing room, so almost like wind themselves up to get into that state. Whereas for a look at it seems to be like the opposite's kind of working.
Yeah, I think, you know, like I just said then, I think as a player, you know, everybody's different and everybody has different ways, but we're really big on sort of building the week. So, you know, at the beginning of the week, it'd be pretty light and pretty steady. We'll just be implementing sort of what we want to do and what we're coming up against. And then, so like I said, as the days goes on, we start building that intensity so that, you know, come game time, everybody's ready to go. And before a game, people are different. You know, people like to listen to music, whatever. Some people like to relax, and then before kick-off or before warm-up, then, right, switch on, ready to go.
Just lastly for me, there's a lot made about high scoring threats and creativity. But how good or how fearsome is Junior and Sember to face?
Oh yeah, he's a quality player, and he's only young, but he's sort of best onto the scene, hasn't he? And he's a really top quality player, and you know, he's an exciting player. You know, for the fans and stuff like that. He's an exciting player to watch, and obviously he's going to be, you know, a handful on Friday night. So definitely. You know, as a defensive edge, you know, we're going to have to be right at it, which I'm sure we will. But he's a very good player, and one to look forward to.
Cheers, Dean. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.